Hi students, welcome in English grammar class. This is your teacher Miss Hefsa. Today our topic is types of sentences. Let's first discuss what is a sentence. A group of words that gives us complete sense is called a sentence. It is a group of words which gives us a complete meaning. Like when we listen to it, so its meaning is clear to us, that what the speaker wanted to convey the message in it. So it is clear to us. Let's discuss its different types according to structure. According to structure, sentence has three types. It has three types according to structure: simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. Let's discuss them one by one. Simple sentence is the sentence which has only one main verb. This type of sentence, as its name mentions, that it is a simple sentence, so it just consists of only one main verb. A simple sentence is the sentence that usually has one subject and one predicate. You know what is subject? Subject is the doer of an action or a thing or a person about which something is being said. And one predicate. Predicate is the rest of the sentence except subject. Like if we separate the subject, so the rest of the sentence would be called predicate. The simple sentence pattern may be signified as follows. Its structure is subject plus verb. Look at examples. We play football. Here we is subject while play football is predicate. So a simple sentence just consists of a subject and a predicate. We play football. Here we is a subject, play football is predicate. So here it is just a simple sentence. She is a doctor. Here this is also a simple sentence. She is subject here because about this the something is being said, and the rest of the sentence is predicate. So it is the structure of a simple sentence, that it just consists of simple subject plus verb. Like in first sentence, play is verb. In next sentence, is here as a main verb because it is showing the definition of verb. It shows an action or a state of being. So here it is showing a state of being in it. Then we have compound sentences. Compound sentence is when two or more independent clauses are properly joined by coordinating conjunction to make one sentence. As its name shows, compound when we combine two things, so a compound is made from it. So when two or more than two independent clauses combine together, so they form a compound sentence. Now what is an independent clause? Independent when someone is not dependent on someone else, when they can stand alone. So here independent clause also mean the same. It is a sentence or a clause which can stand alone. Like it doesn't depend on another part of the sentence. It has its complete meaning. If we just narrated this sentence, so the meaning would be clear. And we have some coordinating conjunctions, as they are saying that coordinating conjunctions are used to make them one sentence, to combine these clauses and to make them to make a one sentence from them. So what are coordinating conjunctions? They are for, or, nor, and, but, yet, so. As you know, we have done types of conjunctions in which we have discussed coordinating conjunctions, and you remember the formula of fan, boys. So these are all coordinating conjunctions which combine two independent clauses together to make a single new sentence. Like look at the examples. Sarah is happy but Jalwa is sad. Here but is a coordinating conjunction and it is combining two independent clauses. Like when we just simply say Sarah is happy, so the meaning is clear, it is an independent sentence. But Jalwa is sad. Here Jalwa is sad, it would be a simple sentence alone. But we have used this but in between, and we just make a compound sentence from it. She writes a letter and I read a book. Here the word and is a coordinating conjunction which is used to combine these two clauses to make a compound sentence from them. Like she writes a letter, it's a complete simple sentence. I read a book, it is also a separate complete sentence. But here we have used this word and in between it to make a compound sentence from it. So when two independent clauses are joined together by a coordinating conjunction to make a one sentence, their sentence is called compound sentence. Then we have complex sentence, the third type. Complex sentence is a sentence that has one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. You know, we have already discussed dependent clause. Dependent clause is the clause which depends on the independent clause to complete its meaning, which cannot stand alone, which is always dependent. You know, it depends on someone. This sentence is usually joined by subordinating conjunction, and the conjunction which we used here, that is called subordinating conjunction. It is used to join one independent and one or more dependent clauses. So look at some coordinating conjunctions are, these are some coordinating conjunctions before, after, that, because, etc. Look at the sentences. I was absent yesterday because I was ill. I was absent yesterday because I was ill. Now look at here, like when you just say because I was ill, so what? You need someone to, some other statement to complete its meaning. So here this clause is dependent on the main clause, which is I was absent yesterday. So as it is, its meaning is clear, I was absent yesterday. But when we say because I was ill, so what? So you have to always write it together, and this is called a complex sentence, because one part or one clause is main clause or independent clause, while the next is a dependent clause. The patient had died before the doctor came. Here the word before is a conjunction, subordinating conjunction, which is used to combine these two clauses, which is one is dependent while the other is independent clause. So this type of sentence is called complex sentences. Now here we have a pattern for a sentence, like how what is the pattern of a sentence. The normal sentence pattern or the simple sentence pattern is, in English, is the first we write subject, then verb, then complement, and then modifier. It is the just the structure or the pattern of normal sentence. As you can see, Ali and I, so here Ali and I is subject, ate, it is verb, a burger, it is complement, last night, it is modifier. We studied present perfect last week. Alina bought a book at the bookstore. She drove the car on Main Street. Maham is watching television now. So here this is the structure of coordinating normal sentence. Now we have, we have discussed the structure, we have subject, verb, complement, and modifier. Let's discuss all these elements separately. What is subject? A thing to be talked or written about. It is a thing about which something is talked or something is written. It is the person or thing that performs or is responsible for the action of the sentence, or the person or the thing which is performing an action in the sentence, that is called subject. What is its definition? We simply say the performer of an action, or a thing or a person about which something is being talked or written. As you can see in examples, coffee is delicious. Here the word coffee is a subject, because the rest of the sentence is about coffee. Milk contains calcium. Here the word milk is a subject, because the rest of the sentence is about milk. The book is on the table. Sarah is a hardworking girl. Ali kicked the ball. Here Ali is performing an action, so Ali is a subject here. Then we have verb. As you know, we have already discussed verb with its different types, but here again when we use it in a sentence, so the same, it shows the action. A word or phrase that shows what a person or thing does or is. It generally shows the action of the sentence. Generally it shows the action of the sentence, but it can be also shows the a state of being. Like look at it, John drives too fast. Here the drives is showing us an action which the subject is performing. Mother is cooking dinner. Here again the word cooking is an action word, and it is showing us the action of the subject. Karachi is a big city. Here is showing a state of being, and it is a verb here. A verb is a word or group of words that expresses an action or a state. It simply shows an action or a state. Then we have complement. It completes the verb. As its name shows, complement. Complement, so here it is just derived from the word complete. It completes the verb. So the action which is performed, it completes it. It is similar to the subject because it is usually a noun. Usually it is a noun, so that's why it is similar to the subject, because the subject is always subject is also usually a noun. However, it generally follows the verb. and it will always follow the verb when the sentence is in the active voice. But when the sentence is in active voice, so it follows the verb, the complement follows the verb. Every sentence does not require a complement. It's not necessary that in each and every sentence there would be a complement. The complement cannot begin with a preposition. Another characteristic of complement is that it would be never begin with a preposition. A complement answers the question what or whom. It just tells us about the question that what is talking about or whom are talked about. Look at the examples, then it would be more clear to you. John bought a cake yesterday. John bought a cake yesterday. So here, what did John buy? The word a cake. He bought a cake. So here a cake is a complement. He wants to drink some water. He wants to drink some water. What does he want to drink? Some water. So I told you it's answered the question what or whom. So here it is a complement. They called Maria yesterday. Whom did they call yesterday? Maria. So here this word is a complement. Then we have the modifier. It tells the time, place or manner of the action. A modifier tells us about the time, place or manner of an action. The modifier normally follows the complement but not always. They normally follows the complement, like we write it or we say it after complement but not always. But it's not necessary that it would always be written after the complement. A modifier answers the question when, where or how, and it answers the question that when an action happen, where or how an action is happened. Examples: Jill was swimming in the pool. Here the word pool is a complement because it is answering is a modifier, because it is answering the question where Jill was swimming. So here it is a modifier. The milk is in the refrigerator. Here the where is the milk? So it is in refrigerator. Here it is a modifier. Mother is washing right now. When is mother washing? Right now. It is showing us the time. So it is answering the question when. A modifier is used to give more explanation to sentence. A modifier refers to a specific word in a sentence. It refers to a specific word in a sentence and it is used to give even more explanation. Like the meaning would be clear if we just said that mother is washing. But here right now tells us it modifies the action. I hope this lecture would be clear to you. Your homework for today is that you have to write 5 sentences of each and every type we have discussed. Hope this lecture would be clear to you. See you in my next lecture. Have a nice day. Bye bye.